The narrative coherence of the blockbuster is often said to have been undermined by an emphasis on the provision of an overpowering spectacle. This begs the question of whether I believe this statement to be true. Well, firstly, it should be highlighted early on that the focus of this argument is fondly understood in terms of Tom Gunn's 1986 essay, The Cinema of Attractions, Early Film, Spectator, and the Avant-Garde. Complaints that the ability to tell the story is rapidly disappearing in contemporary Hollywood cinema is probably most noticeable in film criticism. Newspaper reviews of the latest blockbusters abound with statements to the effect that they contain impressive special effects, but unfortunately no story or interesting characters. Many academic texts too frequently describe the disappearance or diminishment of narrative. However, they do not necessarily frame it as a problem. As such, many celebrate the utopian or kinesthetic dimensions of spectacle.
Let the games begin.
Although most early films didn't have a narrative, trick films such as George Méliès' 1902 Voyage dans the Lune did have a story of sorts. In light of this, Gunn states, the story simply provides a frame upon which to string a demonstration of the magical possibilities of the cinema. Computer-generated imagery, CGI, infiltrated film in the 1980s, and Terminator 2, Judgment Day, epitomized this new technology. It demonstrated many breakthrough visual effects, such as the T-1000 morphing sequences, by incorporating human movement with CGI. The intricacy of these effects set a new standard for special effects within films. Of course, Terminator 2 has a strong narrative. It is not merely about the spectacle, but it shows the inception of the blockbuster film, a genre which has persistently attempted to create a new spectacle, a new magical illusion. One begins to wonder how much thought is put into the story in terms of a good narrative, rather than a story merely being a means of stringing the spectacle together. Warren Buckner states in his 1998 essay, notes the narrative aspects of the new Hollywood blockbuster, that many critics argue that in comparison with old Hollywood, new Hollywood films are not structured in terms of psychologically motivated cause and effect narrative logic, but in terms of loosely linked, self-sustaining action sequences, often built around spectacular stunts, stars, and special effects. Gunning believes the cinema of attractions directly solicits spectator attention, enticing visual curiosity and supplying pleasure through an existing spectacle, a unique event, whether fictional or documentary, that is of interest in itself. Just as Gone with the Wind was the pinnacle of the classical era Hollywood system, so too is Avatar the piece de resistance of the nascent digital age of Hollywood filmmaking. By the beginning of the second decade of the 21st century, Avatar had indeed become a turning point in the history of cinema in general and of Hollywood cinema in particular. But what led to such a degree of technical advancement and sophistication in visual storytelling and specularity to be achieved in this film? Box office statistics also prove that the movie-going public is not adverse to special effects, quite the opposite. Currently, US box office results report that the top grossing film of all time is Avatar, followed by Titanic, The Avengers, The Dark Knight, and so on and so forth. With the exception of The Passion of the Christ, every single one of the top 50 grossing films in history relies heavily on the use of visual effects or computer animation. Of course, the use of visual effects doesn't guarantee a successful film, but it's clear that the public has a taste for visual effects in general and digital imagery in particular. So the question is, have we arrived at a point where audiences value visuals of a story? While there may not be a simple answer to that question, the cinematic experience is a personal one, and to some, visuals are story. But one indisputable fact remains: visual effects and the artists who create them have played a major role in the success of nearly every one of the top grossing films in the world. The storytelling process may have become a secondary feature to such Hollywood blockbusters on the part of both the filmmakers and the public viewers, it seems. With an increasing number of films being released in 3D, it seems there is a never-ending challenge for Hollywood to provide a new attraction for its spectacle-hungry audience. This is surely why cinema is, and has been since its origins, making a spectacle of itself.
This world is heavy as rain. My heart is barely a spark. I'm crying out your name. Come and drown out